First things first, along with having the proper tools to do the job, should always remove your negative battery terminal, just to get rid of the power that runs through the car, because you will be removing your airbag. And how much that really affects it, there's been people who say that you don't really have to remove it, but I'm gonna say, look, better safe than sorry. So I remove it. We're gonna give it about, I guess, 30 minutes or so to like let the power kind of run out of the system. And again, before you do anything, I would suggest you make sure you touch some metal, do some things, and kind of ground yourself to get rid of any static electricity. That also I've kind of received from some different videos, but also just learning over time. We're gonna get back to this, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys know I am not a professional, so I am not telling you that this is the proper thing to do. It's always best, if you got the money, go to a mechanic. Myself, I like to do my little my own projects occasionally. That's one of the reasons I got this car. All right. Hey everybody, doing a quick video. This is 96 Toyota Corolla base model. I noticed that I did not see any videos in regards to changing the wiper lever on a 96 Toyota Corolla. I picked this up a couple of weeks back and just been doing some work on it. Unfortunately, you can see here the button, wiper lever, which is for the mist, the wiper mist, came out. And no matter what I've done, cannot get it to work. There was a spring in there at the time when I first got it, and it was working. Lost the spring, and that was it. So to buy that piece seemed kind of impossible. I actually went out and I had to buy the whole thing. With basically the turn signal lever and the wiper lever all together. Took me some time to find it. I found it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to actually take off the wheel. This is not like one of the others that I actually thought that I could actually just take off the column cover and put it on. No, you actually have to remove the entire steering wheel. And what I'm going to do, because obviously I do not have the equipment right now to hold it while I'm doing this, I'm just going to explain. In order to remove this, basically the airbag, to get to removing the steering wheel, you have to come around this side, which you'll see here. It's a little panel on the side that you have to remove. There's some screws in there. They're not the regular Phillips or flathead. I believe it's what they call like the hex. That you're gonna have to have, I guess, a special tool to remove those. I do have it. There's one on that side and the other panel on this side. I'm gonna remove those, as well as remove the 4 screws underneath the steering column panel. All right, there's 1, 2, and 1, 2 on that side. What I'm going to do is I'll remove them, and then I will get back to you. Okay, excuse the fan. I have a little fan going in here because it is a little hot since I don't have the power on in this car. It's like 90 degrees today. As you can see, you see that the nut, the screw that's in there. As you can see, it's not one of the typical screws. There's one on that side. I'm trying my hardest to avoid being right in front of that airbag. If you've never had an accident where your airbag deployed, you wouldn't know that the force that thing comes out. So it's one thing to have an accident and for it to happen, just happen during the accident, but for me to be sitting here doing this and getting an airbag in my face wouldn't be the best thing, because it is an explosion. All right. So you can see there's 2 nuts on this side. I'm going to release those, and as you can see, I did take off the steering column cover, and that's what I'm going to be replacing, this piece here. All right, let me get back to it. As you guys can see, I kind of got ahead of myself. One thing you can notice is that the screws on the side here they don't come out. You have to screw them as far as you can. One thing I noticed is that I was trying to pull it out, and I didn't realize that this screw itself comes out a little further in order for you to release it and then pull it out, because these don't go all the way out. This does in order for you to release it. I thought for some reason that there was a rivet, and I got really worried. The airbag itself is connected to this power cable. What's weird is that this actually has kind of like a safety mechanism itself, the airbag, and this part clips over, right? And it's secured by 2 clips on the side. You have to basically release these 2 clips, one on that side and the other one on this side, and then it allows this to pop up like that. And at that point, that's when you will now remove this tab by squeezing down on the top and pulling it out. All right. Once that's done, you have to now remove this tab, which is for the horn, and that basically plugs into here. You're going to squeeze this tab and pull it out. This one's a little difficult, but you take your time, don't rush it out, you should be okay. All right. Now the next step is I actually took a breaker bar and remove this middle screw. I'm kind of thinking, yes, I already put back the ratchet piece that I actually used, but anyway, I broke it and loosen this nut just enough to get this off. If I can, I will tell you real quick. Yeah, what the heck did I do with it? I apologize. I'm not the most organized dude in the world. Unfortunately, yeah, I do not see that bit. But look, I'm gonna move on because I need to get this done. All right. But at this point, the problem I know a lot of people have said, first of all, you should try to make sure that you keep this as centered as possible. That's what I've heard. Some people mark it. I tried to keep this as centered as possible, so that when I put the wheel back and it's right here, as straight as possible, that it's gonna still be aligned. Now, from this, some people are saying that you actually have to have a steering wheel remover tool. I do not have that. That's a whole different thing. I'm not going to even explain it. If you don't know what it is, then Google it. What I'm going to do now is, from what I'm getting, is that basically you're going to bang on either side using 2 hands and remove it. I'm gonna grab it on both sides like I'm driving, and I'm just gonna wiggle it as hard and furious as I can. I'm lying, but I'm gonna wiggle it with a little bit of force to see if I can remove it. And I'll be back. I'm back. It definitely was not as hard as I thought. It kind of popped off a little quicker than I expected, but yeah, it's off. All right, now we're to this part, and now I'm gonna figure it out. I'm assuming that what I'm gonna have to do at this point is basically remove these screws around the side. I did not kind of figure that out before I started, but I'm going to remove those screws, and I know that there are some other power cables along the back here that I'm gonna have to reconnect, disconnect, reconnect, do all that kind of stuff. But the part that I got actually came with all the cables. All right. So I'm gonna assume and I'm gonna pray that everything fits and it's proper. It took me a while, like I said, to actually find this, and I did find it. So we're gonna do that. Next thing I do have to explain, I did see something where someone said that you should try to adjust this arrow to meet with that arrow to make sure that it's straight. Now, is that something? I guess obviously I'm removing this, so there's really no reason for me to do that. Let me take some time and figure this out. I'll be back. Okay, it was a little wrong. It's not these screws that remove. I should have known. It's actually the screws in here. I've loosened everything up so far, and as you can see, it is moving. I'm hoping that it is actually loose and it will come off. I'm assuming that I did not get that last one off yet. That's one of the reasons why I do not continue videotaping, because getting this off, not that tough, but trying to do it with one hand is a B. Yach. Yes, there we go. Okay, now I'm gonna loosen those connectors that are in the back, and yeah, I'll get back to you. All right, surprise twist. I should have known. I had to release this bottom portion of the dash. It's only 2 screws. I know you can remove it completely with the 3rd screw that's at the bottom here. At this point, I'm gonna choose not to. I'm trying. I'm hoping that it actually will work without that. But I'm able to access that. I got the wiring harness that's here, and now I'm going to attempt to remove that. Let's see how that goes. Okay, guys. In here it was a little tricky because this piece itself was actually back here, and it's connected to this metal piece. It's like I guess a bracket or a harness, or just something that's there to hold this on. Sorry, I don't get my terms, but pretty much it was held on by this little area here. I had to take a screwdriver, and there's like a little tiny release button on the inside. I used a flathead screwdriver to get in there, just to kind of pry it open a little, and you have to push it down. You have to push it down, and it, because it's locked up here. Once you hit that bracket, you kind of, I just kind of put the screwdriver up top and kind of pried it down, and you pry both sides down once you release those little tabs on the inside, right? And they drop. Once they drop, you have to now release these connectors, which have little tabs at the bottom that you have to squeeze and pull out. And I am loose, I believe, for now. I do have to release this connector here, which I believe is connected the same way the airbag connector was. And once that's done, I believe I can just release this whole thing here. Like I told you, you release these little tabs on the side. Release the little tabs on the side. And once these tabs are released, you can pop this up and release this cable. I'm gonna do that now. and I have released it. I can tell you, I have to disconnect this portion here, pulled it off. Now I'm gonna go through the reverse steps to put them back. Once again, get back. Okay, everything connected back. Put that back in, connected it back. I actually stuck this right back on. This is supposed to hold it up. What I'm gonna now do, once everything is set up, I'm going to tighten up this piece. But I think I might actually put this up first. Get this back together. And once that's back together, no, I need to also clean this up. This is all stuff like hand sanitizer. I don't know, maybe even be some coffee, who knows. But yeah, I'm gonna put this up. Once I get that up, then we'll start tightening everything up and get the wheel back on, because I got other things to do. What a man will do for some windshield wiper mist. I don't care what anybody says, but that mist comes in the clutch some days. All right, so let's continue. Yeah, I just did a whole little thing just now, and the camera wasn't even on. But either way, I was just trying to say that I just put on this assembly, but I don't want to put the battery back on to test it out, because then I have to wait for the power to kind of drain out of the system again. And I'm trying to get this done. So I'm gonna say that I actually purchased this for about $60 from Shop KG on eBay, right? And pretty good price compared to some other ones. But right now I am praying that I don't put everything on, because I don't have a lot of time. I put everything on and then this sucker does not work. So again, I just got this from Shop KG. If it doesn't work, you know that I got it from Shop KG off of eBay. But if it does work, you know that I got it from Shop KG. Let's continue and see what happens. Okay, I tried to align the wheel as best possible. I put the nut back on. Basically, I had to put the steering wheel on. I set it up the way I could, and I tried to keep it as straight as possible. There's going to be some threads that are on the, I guess, the stem. And what you need to do is just shimmy it just enough with a little bit of pressure, and eventually it's going to drop back into place. All right, I would suggest doing it that way, to slowly shimmy it and drop it back, because there are some teeth on that stem. All right, and again, just be careful, get it on. I got that nut back on, and I got this piece. This is actually a 19 on from my ratchet set, and that fits perfectly. I'm going to use the breaker bar to tighten it, I guess. Sorry, I'm going to probably use the ratchet to get it tight, and then the breaker bar to kind of finish it off. All right. Let me finish this, and then we'll put on that airbag. Okay, I just reconnected the airbag, the horn, and I'm now going to start trying to place this back in to place. I did make sure that I kind of grounded myself first, and you know, this is gonna be a little tough to do with one hand, and because of the fact that I'm actually got it in there, got it in. All right, as you can see, I'm pulling on this side, so you know that it's in, the screw's in, it's over there. Everything is set up. I'm going to start tightening up these screws that are on the sides, like I just said. Everything looks legit. And once I get those tightened, put everything back into place, and I'll show you guys how it works. And fingers crossed, it works. Okay, I'm going to basically put this the negative terminal back on, and then we're going to see if this thing works. Kind of got on the phone with my sister, so kind of put a short delay on this. But well, battery's working, lights on. We're gonna go back to the car. Our radio's on. Didn't do that, but off. All right, let's see. We're gonna start the car. That's going. Wipers are working. 1, 2, and that is it. Now let's see if the main reason I got these for works. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. Go. Oh my goodness. God bless. I changed those little mist buttons that are on the hood, and literally lost that spring the day after. So again, at this point, seems as if everything is working. High beams. This is BK Brew. So I'm back at you with another video, and this is 96 Toyota Corolla base model, putting on the wiper mist, the wiper levers, and turn signal lever. Deuces.